Okay, so I'm going to speak for all the empaths. I usually don't speak for a lot of people or anybody by that matter, but I think most empaths or sensitive people or people who work with body language, how the psyche, anybody who it's their job to pay attention, whether it be energy or whether it be just like sight, they're using one of their senses to pay attention and it's heightened, right? We don't like one always being right. We don't like feeling your feelings. We don't like feeling your feelings. For me, I know I said I'm speaking for all empaths, but I'm also speaking mostly for myself. I don't want to know that you're going through something because I find it intrusive when I go, yo, what's up? What's going on? I do it all the time and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And I hate it because I feel like I'm pulling somebody's sheets off, right? Like, and just uncovering their stuff. And not everyone is ready to talk about how they're feeling because they're trying to figure out what they're feeling. So it's like me just snatching the cover off and being like, yo, I know you got an issue. So what the fuck is the problem? You understand? That doesn't help them. It kind of shocks their system into behaving a way that's either, oh my God, this is what's happening, and blah, 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 or it's going to be like, nah, mind your business. You understand? And either way, it's a valid response. Or it's like, they'll be like, nah, I'm fine. Everything's fine. And then you're like, I can feel it. You know how I know about this? Because I used to do this. I used to do this to everyone in my life, and it was intrusive and like I've told you before, I'm surrounded by men. So I just learned today, I don't know if it's true, but this is just what I heard. I learned today that when a man is angry, it's usually because he's depressed or worried about something. And he's trying to figure something out in his head and he's scared about it and he lashes out or he'll be kind of grumpy or whatever. This is where communication and compromise comes in. But at the same time, this is what I would like most men to understand too. Women get the same way. Women get the same way. I know I do. And like I told you, I grew up masculine. So for me, people would make me angry so I was no longer scared. So I understand that whole that make you angry so you're not scared type thing, right? So my thing is when that's happening and I can feel it, it's like before, because I muscle test. Before I used to be like, yeah, what's wrong? I can feel something's wrong. So just tell me what's wrong. And I didn't realize how intrusive and rude and disrespectful and entitled that was. I was I was not behaving at the caliber that I should have with the gift that I was given. Does that make sense? And I'll tell you about myself. I'll tell you about me. I didn't do that well because I was always like, well, tell me what's wrong. Come on. And then I would get angry about it. I would be like, yo. And I learned as I grew, what I learned was I just didn't want to feel it. Like, I just didn't want to feel it. I just wanted it to stop because I can feel it. I can feel it. And it's like, back then I didn't know how to turn it off. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to disconnect. So it's like it was always the people around me. And now that I am aware of it, I've had this since I was a little kid because I would be around people and people would touch me and I would just feel like depressed and I didn't even know what depressed was. All I knew I was sad all the time and I didn't realize what it was. Now I understand what it is. So it's like this is one of the reasons I don't do crowds. I can't. How people sit in a crowd? Oh my God. I don't know. I can't do a bunch of crowds. I can't go to a huge parade. If I go to the parade, I have to be up in a corner somewhere away from a lot of people because it just, it's like, it's funny. It behooves me how I feel like a celebrity in the spirit world, but a nobody in the 3D. Like when I walk into a place, and I look around because I can feel people. You can feel when someone's looking at you. You can feel when someone's looking at you because the energy is directed towards you. But what happens to me, and I don't know if this happens to you, but what happens to me, I walk in a place and all of a sudden I'm like, is everybody looking at me? And then I will look, no one's looking at me. So then I'm like, before, when I didn't know how to talk to my spirits and muscle test, before I used to be like, yo, I'm bugging. What the hell? I must be losing my mind. Now I'm like, are their spirits looking at me? They were like, yes. They were like 100% yes. They're looking, yes, they recognize who you are immediately. Does that make sense? This is for you. I'm not saying someone, I'm saying this is for you. So if you're like, oh, she's talking to me, yeah, I'm talking to you. You walk into a room and every spirit in that room knows who you are. Does that make sense? This is not for everyone on the planet, but the people who is this is for, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Either the whole room lights up and everybody is happy to see you, or the room is like, you're like, what the hell happened in here? It's like a train wreck happened and everybody is just like, it is here they go now, spreading their light, and you're sitting there going, what is happening right now? Your energy, the level that you're at right now, your energy changes the energy structure in the room. Hi, they sent me. People aren't telling people this. They're just saying it, but not really explaining what happens, because this has happened to me before. And when it first started happening, I didn't understand why people were mean to me. I was just like, I don't understand why this person is mean to me. I didn't do anything. I walked into the store. I just said hello. I just told them what I wanted, and that was it. What was it? What are you being mean to me for? What I realized and what I learned from the downloads that I got, the spirit you have in you, and this is what they told me, the spirit that you have in you will either uplift or irritate the other spirit that you're talking to or in your vicinity, or you'll have spirits that want to siphon it. So you have to be careful. If you're in a place and you start getting drained and you don't know how to clear the space, you need to leave. You need to leave. If you're in a crowd, and like how people go to like clubs and all these other stuff, I never liked it. I went like 2 or 3 times, maybe 4 times in my life. I didn't like it. People kept touching me that I didn't know. I don't like people touching me. Don't touch it. And this was before I knew that people transferred shit when they touched you. I didn't like people touching me. Like guys would just come up and grab me. Don't grab me. Like, don't grab me. Don't touch me. Talk to me like I'm a person, and we'll see what happens, but don't grab me. And like how people love to be in crowds, I can't do that. I've gone to 2 concerts in my life. One was Bruno Mars, but it was at a college. And the funny thing is, when I go out, it's like Secret Service. When I go out, it's like nobody's around. So we ended up in the middle of the place, and there was no one around us. And it was like there were people rushing the stage, and there were people like in the back working and stuff like that. We were in the section where there was no one really there. I had the best time. I had the best time. I could see the stage. I could see him. I could see Janelle Monáe. It was great time. And then the other place when I went was the Barclays Center, and I saw Linkin Park. Everyone who knows me knows I love Linkin Park. So I went to go see Linkin Park. This was when with Amy. Amy? I don't know if her name is Amy. Oh, if not Amy, I'm so sorry. But I went to see when she was singing. I wish I would have seen it with Chester. I did not see it with Chester. R.I.P. Chester. But yeah, so I went to go see that, and we were up in the corner. We were up. When I tell you, there was hardly anybody around us. We were up in the corner somewhere, and I was still wiped out for 2 days. I got home. I was wiped out for 2 days. I couldn't. My spirits wouldn't let me out of bed. They were like, "No, you got to relax," because the energy just shoots at you, and it's something that you can't. I'm hoping at some point I'm going to learn to like filter it better and calm it from shooting at me. But for right now, I don't have anything to report. I have no report to tell you how to do that yet. If you do, let me know. That would be great. Um, but yeah, getting back to the original premise, as a person who knows or can feel what people are feeling, it's it it's not fun. It really isn't. It's not fun, especially with the state of most people right now. The people that I pass on the street, the people that I sit next to on the train, they are sad. They're very sad. And I am so sorry that everybody's so sad. And I'm going to do what I can within my capacity to like l- lift that. If it's telling you your mom ain't shit, stop hanging out with her. Drop that chick. You know what I'm saying? It might be that, or it might be he doesn't love you. And I know what it feels like when you're not loved. He doesn't love you, or she doesn't love you. She's trying to make you into something that you're not ready to be yet. And she doesn't have the patience to wait for you to become it. It's not even that she doesn't have the patience. She doesn't have the patience nor the faith that you can be it. You understand? And you're not at an age where it's like, oh my God, this should have happened already. Does that make sense? It's like they sent me. They sent me to uplift. They sent me to help. They sent me to bring hope and healing to those that are called, that I'm called to. So, but feeling your feelings in the beginning, I just wanted it to stop. I wanted the person to feel better because low key, I wanted to feel better. I didn't want to carry that around. And once I learned, I heard somebody in the back, so how did you stop? I learned that's not my stuff. That's not my stuff to carry. That's their stuff to carry. I'm here if you want to talk. There are certain people that I will go, hey, I can feel that you're kind of off. Are you okay? And they'll say yes or no. There's literally only two people in my life, well, three people in my life right now that I'd be like, hey, I don't like the way your energy feels. What's going on? And they, maybe four, they'll be like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. Or they'd be like, nah, I'm just working on something. I just need some space. And I'll be like, okay. And I'll move on, and then there are other people that now I feel their energy, but I do not comment on it. I say it's not my stuff. I ask what, if anything got on me or I absorbed anything. If I did, I clear it. If I didn't, I move on. Because if they need me, they have to come to me and tell me that they need me. There are people in your life right now that you need to wait for them to come to you instead of you going to them and being like, hey, what's wrong? Does that make sense? You have to focus on your own life. Those are not those people. And you know what I always say? If you want to know if you should ask that person if something's wrong or not, just muscle test. Like, should I ask that person what's wrong? I'm thinking of a person. Should I ask them what's wrong? No. I'm thinking of a person. Should I ask them what's wrong? Yes. And I already knew the answer to that. That's why I know the answer is right, because I know the two people that I was thinking about. Does that make sense? And no, you don't need to speak it out loud to muscle test. You can speak it in your head. But don't speak it in your head and speak something else out loud, because it'll confuse it. And you'll get a false positive or a false negative. And you don't want that. But yeah, so I don't know how all my videos end up being muscle testing videos, but muscle testing is important. There's a bunch of different ways to do it. I just do it with my hands so that it's, for me, the other ones I feel like I can't like separate me doing it from it doing it on its own. But this one I can't. I've tried it. I try to hurt it. I try to hurt it. I try to fake it, or to like no, the answer is yes, and tried to like break it, and it didn't work. So I've been doing it for about 8 years now. So, but back to the original premise again. Um, yeah, empaths, we feel a lot of people's stuff. We feel that people are hurting. But you need to muscle test to see if you need to intervene, and intervene, you be like, intervening means doing something. No, sometimes just asking somebody what's wrong is intervening. And the spirit doesn't want you to intervene because they have to feel what they feel and they have to go through what they're going through. But if you step in front of karma, I already talked to you about stepping in front of karma. That bitch don't play. If don't step in front of karma because you'll get run over too. All right. I love you guys. Stay up, stay blessed. Deuces, and we out. Click it.